She was about to get a second chance, until she opened her mouth. No one in that courtroom expected the day to end in tears, especially not Judge Caprio. It was 8:12 a.m., a quiet Rhode Island morning, soft gray light leaking through the courthouse windows. The benches creaked as early visitors settled in, some hopeful, some nervous, all waiting for their moment before the judge who had become a symbol of compassion. Judge Caprio entered with his familiar calm smile, adjusting his glasses as he sat. He carried the kind of patience that made frightened people breathe easier. Today felt no different. Until Anna Morales stepped forward. Anna looked exhausted. Her clothes were worn, her hands shaky, her eyes heavy with something deeper than fatigue. People whispered she looked like someone life had been battering for a long time. She clutched a folded stack of papers in one hand, as if holding on to the last bit of structure she had left. The clerk read her charges: 3 overdue parking tickets and 1 school zone speeding citation. Caprio leaned forward kindly. "Good morning, ma'am. How are you doing today?" Her voice was fragile. "I've been better, Your Honor." He nodded gently. "Let's see how we can make today a little easier for you." You could feel it in the room. This was going to be one of those moments, one of the ones where mercy wins. At first, he opened her file. "You have 3 unpaid parking tickets, going back several months, and 1 speeding violation in a school zone. Can you tell me what's been happening in your life?" She swallowed hard. "I got laid off, my son been sick, I'm just trying to stay afloat." A soft ripple of sympathy moved through the courtroom. Caprio's voice grew even gentler. "Thank you for sharing that. If everything you're saying is true, we may be able to reduce some of these fines." Hope lit her eyes just for a moment. Then something shifted. He went through the first ticket. Before he could finish, she scoffed, loudly. Caprio lifted his gaze. "Ma'am, is something wrong?" She crossed her arms sharply. "The school zone ticket isn't my fault. The sign wasn't clear. And the parking tickets, the city targets people like me." The room stiffened. Caprio tried to keep the doorway to mercy open. "Do you have any proof the sign was clear?" "It shouldn't be on me to prove it," she shot back. "Everyone knows those signs are confusing." Her tone sharpened. Her posture hardened. Caprio paused. It was the smallest pause, but the kind that shifts the air. He continued carefully. "Let's address the parking tickets, the first one." She cut him off. "None of them are my fault. If anything, you should be asking why the officers keep ticketing my neighborhood." Caprio blinked slowly. The compassion didn't leave, but it retreated. "How are they targeting you?" he asked. She sighed dramatically. "They love giving tickets to single moms who can't afford them. Everybody knows this." This time, the entire courtroom inhaled. Caprio's voice remained calm, but firmer now. "Ms. Morales, blaming the entire city isn't going to help your case." She rolled her eyes. There it was, the spark that turned sympathy into disappointment. He kept trying. "I'm asking you for honesty and responsibility." "I am being honest," she insisted. "I don't think I should pay for things that aren't my fault." He leaned forward. "You parked in a no-parking zone because there wasn't anywhere else. You were speeding in a school zone because the sign wasn't clear. You missed your deadlines because life is unfair." Caprio took a long, controlled breath. "Ma'am, life is unfair to many people, but responsibility belongs to all of us." She threw her hands up. Typical, blame the person struggling instead of fixing the system. That did it. He closed the file slowly, very slowly. The sound echoed louder than the gavel itself. "I want to be very honest with you," he said softly. "I walked into this case ready to help you. ready to dismiss part of it, maybe all of it. Her eyes widened, but she stayed defiant. But I cannot help someone who refuses to take any responsibility. Oh, so it's my attitude that's the problem now, she snapped. Yes, he replied firmly, it is. She shook her head. I came here expecting fairness. And I expected accountability, Caprio said. We are both disappointed. He straightened. All fines will remain as written. Gasps rippled. She glared. Figures. Caprio looked at her, not angry, not irritated, just deeply, painfully disappointed. That attitude right there is why Mercy sometimes has to step aside, he said. The courtroom was silent. Then something unexpected happened. An older man in clerical clothing, a priest, slowly stood from the back. He walked to the front and placed a hand on Anna's shoulder. She looked confused, even slightly nervous. He addressed the judge. Your Honor, if I may. Caprio nodded. This woman may not see her own mistakes today, but her son does, and he asked me to give you this. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small white envelope. He handed it to the bailiff, who delivered it to Caprio. Caprio opened it. His mouth fell open. Inside was $1,000 in cash. A wave of shock swept through the courtroom. Caprio's voice cracked. Father, what is this? The priest's eyes softened. It's everything her son earned this year working odd jobs. He saved it to help her, even if she wouldn't admit what she did wrong. Caprio looked overwhelmed. He wiped his eyes with the back of his hand. I cannot accept this from a child, he said, voice trembling. The priest shook his head gently. He insisted. He wants his mother to learn responsibility before life teaches it the hard way. Caprio stared at the envelope, then at Anna. She looked away, jaw trembling, not with humility but with confusion, maybe shame. Maybe both. Caprio removed his glasses, wiped his eyes again, and addressed the courtroom. That young man, he said softly, has shown more maturity, more responsibility, and more heart than most adults I've seen in this courtroom. He turned to Anna. Your son believes in you, more than you believe in yourself. He should not have to pay for your refusal to take responsibility. A long, painful silence filled the room. You will pay the fines, Caprio said quietly, and I hope one day you repay the faith your son has placed in you. He tapped the gavel gently, almost sorrowfully. Case closed. Anna walked out stiff-shouldered but slower this time. The entire room watched her, not with judgment, but with hope that maybe this moment would echo in her life longer than the fines ever could. The narrator's voice rose softly as the doors closed behind her. In Judge Caprio's court, mercy is always waiting at the door, but mercy cannot walk through. Pride, responsibility is not a burden, it is a bridge, and sometimes the greatest gift is the moment you finally understand what someone else sacrificed for you. The scene faded, and then the familiar YouTube outro. If you believe in accountability, compassion, and real human stories, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more Judge stories, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment in Judge Caprio's courtroom.